Good evening, everyone. It's Jazz, West Ham Eyes channel. We're back after it's probably been like a week, isn't it? Been a bit of a break, not much going on in the news, but we're back today. It's game evening, should we say, match day today, and we've won. Anderlecht 0, West Ham United 1, top of the league, doing really well. Good day at the office. Our second win in a row. Second clean sheet in a row. So yeah, really good, really. So let's let the chat build up, see who's out there, see where the regulars are, see what they've been up to, that kind of thing, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty thing of the game, shall we say. Yeah, so very interesting lineup, interesting system, interesting outcome, and a lot of things to talk about, really. Really good win, and I'm going to show you the group in a minute. Let's see who's in the chat. You got Hammerhead's in there, mate. Hammerhead's there. Hardy, how you doing, mate? You all right? Think you're working, ain't you, mate? Good lad. Dabs is in there. I think obviously we'll go into a bit more, but it was like a game of two halves. What it is at the moment, I'm going to go into in a minute. First of all, I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we are going to look at. Let's have a look. Let me just go back into that again. 1 minute. There we go. We're going to look at the actual table. Yeah, 1-3, played 3, 9 points, and Anderlecht have got 4 points, really. So let me just go into the corner a bit, show you that bit more. So 3 games to go with 5 clear. So looks like we probably need a point, I would have thought. Probably need a point to go through with 3 games to go. That's kind of really good. And similarly to last year, wasn't it? Last year, we did really well through the group stages. And again, I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like that we are one of the really favourites for this, who should kind of go into the quarterfinals, that kind of thing, and see how it goes after that. Obviously, we don't know at this stage who's going to come down from the Champions League. The Europa Conference, but certainly we're kind of quite comfortable, aren't we? Even though we were struggling in the league early on, we still managed to get 2 wins on the board. And this is again, yeah. I mean, they were there for the taking, to be fair, but luckily the substitutions worked for us. So that's the table out there. Then let's have a look at the lineups. See how that kind of looked. There we go. There's the lineups. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Nothing much. Come on, you naughty, lazy people. Get in the chat. Let me know what you think about the players who started, about the players who came on, and the difference. And this match actually told us exactly what we've been thinking on this channel, and you guys, about the new signings, and what you've been thinking about the players that are kind of past it now, shall we say. You can clearly see that now, can't you? I mean, you look at the lineup. Areola, I mean, that save in the second half, I don't think Fabianski would even got down to that, even though, yeah, Fab's been kind of okay, isn't he, without being too good or too bad. But Areola, what a great save in the second half. You know, a bit of Gordon Banks in there, went really low, and it's unbelievable. I mean, we don't quite appreciate, you know, how fast those shots and headers are coming in at you, and that was a great save. So let me know in the chat what you thought about that save. Areola, for me, I've been going up and down about you. Listen to Jazz, mate. Listen to Jazz. So Areola, again, for me, he would play in the league game, every league game, but I'm not the manager. So Areola, starting off with him, yeah, called upon, not much to do. Fantastic save. And I keep saying it's such a specialist position when you're not being picked week in, week out. It's very hard. He's not used to the back four, which constantly changes. It's very difficult for him, you know. So that is what perhaps David Moyes needs to look at. Governor's in the chat, mate. Bring on Fulham. Let me finish with this game, mate. Anyway, got my scotch today. Getting off the rum today, so I hope everyone's well. I don't think you ever had him, mate. Hope you're doing all right, Tony. I don't listen, mate. He's known for that, anyway. He's known for that. But yeah, Areola's in there. So Kufal, yellow card. He was all right. Yeah, Kufal was all right. Yeah, he was all right. Dawson, Oggy, obviously together in the league would suffer a lot due to how tough the Premier League is with the pace. But okay, they got to start over the line in this one. It's all right. Johnson was all right. Good to see him back from injury. Lanzini is the one for me that shouldn't be anywhere near any team lineup, really. And it showed. He absolutely offered nothing, lost the ball a couple of times, notably after 20 minutes. Yeah, Lanzini for me, he's absolute past it now. Just stop playing him, full stop. Can't be asked with the guy. Downs, bit kind of hard for him, obviously not playing without Souček or Rice next to him, which is what I would have preferred it. So it's kind of a little bit hanging him out really to dry, that kind of thing. David Moyes, I would play him from the beginning, but I have someone like Rice or Souček with him, guide him in nicely. So obviously important position. I don't regard Lanzini as a CDM, so very difficult for him. He was all right. He was kind of making himself a bit of a nuisance, sticking his leg in there, got a yellow card. And I think he's got a yellow card on him quite frequently, so he's going to have to keep an eye on that. For me, it's kind of up and down, I think. I think he'll get better the more you play him, I think. Obviously, still a bit raw for me. But, yeah, good things to come from him, hopefully. But, yeah, he'll learn. He's got to play fairly regularly with Rice around him, preferably, and then all Souček. Very difficult on his own to lead that CDM role by himself, really. So, he's all right. He's all right. Emerson, yeah, very pleased with Emerson. Try to set a lot of sort of shots and goals. He's very good with the passing, so you try to cross from wherever possible. So again, he was okay. Bowen was very, very good. Bowen was very good, and we all remember. I think it's after 31 minutes. 39 minutes really, because before we go, Benrahma lost a number of counts, or Benrahma's up to before we get to him. But Bowen was really, really good. He looks really, really fit, and he looks bright. He looks sharp, and he set Benrahma up, didn't he? After 39 minutes, which we'll come into in a minute. He looked good, and so long may that carry on. Antonio up front. I mean, I do want Antonio to play in these type of games rather than starting in the league. So at last, I think David Moyes is perhaps listening to me now. So he's picking the right players for both the competitions. I think this competition, the only thing is perhaps Coventry. Connor Coventry could have got 9 minutes, 8 minutes at the end. But apart from that, I think it's good to see Downs. He'll improve slowly through that. Emerson, I think Emerson is coming into the team slowly. It's good to give him another game. Antonio should certainly be starting in that and not in the league, so that's fine. Bowen is probably a bit too good for this, but you got to keep one or two senior people in there, and that's what Bowen did. Benrahma, it's Benrahma, isn't it? It's all about Benrahma. Absolutely awful game from Benrahma. If you're giving him a rating out of 10, you got to give him about a 3. I think absolutely awful. I think he lost the ball or had a poor finish, I think. 31 minutes, and then 39 minutes is the Bowen one, where Bowen went down the channel, did ever so well, went right into the area, cut it back perfectly for Benrahma, and just kind of off target, really, really poor. And that was about 3-4 times during the game. It looked like he's more central as a striker, rather, with Bowen and Antonio on either side of him, really. So Benrahma, I mean, we have a go at David Moyes for perhaps not playing Benrahma when he's in form, not starting other players, but when they're given a chance, you've got to take it. You've got to take it, and that I don't think he'll be starting the next league game based upon that. I think he was awful. Antonio, listen, the thing you realise with this game, right? It was 0-0 before, obviously, a striker came on. So with this lineup, there's no striker once again. So why is it so hard for a club to have 2 strikers? So I look at this lineup, and you can say what you want. There's no striker in this lineup, and you could see that we didn't really look a threat. We didn't look like we had any real quality up front in terms of a striker's finish. You could put Benrahma through 5-6 times. It didn't look like he was going to score. Bowen just doesn't have that in him, really. 10 shots, 1 will go in, 9 will hit the post. Antonio, forget that. He ain't going to score all day long, mate. Lanzini, we just couldn't get in the game to score. Downs had 1 chance, but he's a CDM. He completely fluffed that. So when you look at that team, there's not really much goals in it, really. And that was the case until, the subs came on and things like that. So let's have a look at the quick stats. 53% possession, West Ham, 18 attempts. Only 3 on target out of 18 goal attempts. That's poor. That's kind of really, really poor. And if you look at it, yeah, it's when all the subs came after 69 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, Paqueta coming on for Benrahma, Scamacca for Antonio, Rice for Lanzini. And when you listen, the flip side is that's a great, great bench to bring on this tournament. I don't see any other team having a bench like that, or not too many, really. Before we go into what happened when the subs come on, for me, the lineup was, yeah, I would like to see Connor Coventry play instead of Lanzini, to be fair. And my comments are like, their number 99 looks like Alex Crowell. When the game kicked off, I thought that's Alex Crowell, playing for them, but it wasn't. And obviously, yeah, we need a striker, and that's that away shirt. Let me know in the comments how that away shirt looks for you. Quite funky. That's kind of what it is. But yeah, Paqueta for me. One thing you notice, when he brought that ball back with a bit of skill on the bench, I think it's Cressy and they started like laughing because I think it looks like Paqueta is becoming a bit of a character at West Ham, and perhaps in the training ground he's doing a few of those tricks, and he's got that in him, so they all started to have a bit of a chuckle. But Paqueta, yes, he'll be a typical West Ham player. Hopefully in the future, and he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, which to be fair, Benrahma has, but hopefully Scamacca, as he proved, really. I mean, yeah, setting up one or two things in the future, and obviously he set up the goal for Scamacca, and Scamacca is class. He didn't even look up. If you notice, when Scamacca finished that, like a true striker, split second, didn't even look up. He exactly knew where the goalkeeper was. He knew where the goal was, and that's what a striker does. Antonio would have fluffed it, fall on the floor, something like that. Bowen's very good at a lot of things, but finishing, Antonio and Bowen are not so great. And the only thing, should have brought another striker in, mate, who can play in Europa. And then obviously, if he was playing instead of Benrahma, we would have won this more easily, really. So that's kind of the things I'm taking away from this, is things like Benrahma, very, very poor. You got to take your chance when you're given it. If you're not, then David Moyes has got an excuse. He's not going to start with you in the league. Lanzini, for me, shouldn't even be in Europa, to be fair. It's a complete waste of an appearance. Give Connor Coventry a chance. Downs, okay, without being too bad or too great. But yeah, early days. Let's see how he does. The substitutions, clear class. You can see the class. Paqueta, Scamacca. Unfortunately, Cornet couldn't make it. He's one of my other favourites. He would have perhaps started instead of one or two of the others, and that would have been even more goals. But the good news is that, yeah, Oggie's coming back, isn't he, more and more? Johnson's back from injury, top of the league, probably need a point for the next 3. It's 2 wins in a row, and hope David just continues learning and plays the right team, really. So let's see what's happening in the chat. And let me have a bit of whiskey. My mouth's a bit dry. All's going busy in there, mate. Hammerhead. Yeah, a bit difficult on his own. I don't think Lanzini offered much to him, did he, Hardy, mate? But yeah, small steps, mate. Small steps. See how he does. Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Listen, we all know that, and I never believed that thing from David Moyes that he's not ready, he's not fit. Don't give me that, mate. The boy's very, very good. Yeah, why not? Why not, mate? Why not? Yeah. Why not? Man of the match to him. Didn't have much to do, and yeah, that could have been the difference between 1-0 or 1-1. So he's helped. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. How you doing, mate? You reckon he's destroyed Benrahma? Oh, mate, I don't know what to say. It's a bit of both, isn't it, mate? I mean, you get a chance like that. Are you thinking about David Moyes, or are you thinking about, I'm going to put it in the net? I don't know, mate. But yeah, it's been stop start for Ben, and with well, he'll still be there. I think they are actually looking to get rid of Lanzini at any window, but Lanzini's on such a good contract. Really well settled in London. He's not in a hurry to move. So obviously, if Lanzini goes and we keep Benrahma, hopefully. But you never know. I don't know what they're looking at. But Paqueta's going to be our number 10 playmaker, isn't he, really? Cosmos Runner, I hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah. That's it, mate. Scamacca's got to start. Paqueta's got to start. Cornet's got to start when he's kind of fully fit. I'd start to bring Areola in, mate, because we all know that I think Kresi's going at the end of the season. Lanzini's up for sale. I think Benrahma, I'm not going to say, well, it's not a very good game today. Let's leave it at that. And then the rest we'll see how David Moyes uses him in the league. Downs is obviously good squad player for now. Kufal, good kind of day out for him because in the league he's still up and down, isn't he? So and still nice little rest for Souček, fully deserved. Guy looks knackered in the past couple of years. Rice came on half an hour. I think he mentioned in the press conference Rice has played something like 70 minutes, hasn't he, in the league, something like that. So he's kind of deserved it, isn't it, having a rest, really. Lanzini, he'd probably go off. Actually, he's only 29. I realise he's only 29, mate. He looks and moves like someone a lot older, but yeah, he's only 29. Smeagol, hope you're doing okay. Yeah, you just got to bear in mind it's a patched up team, isn't it? Full of players who ain't going to get in our league position, and some who hasn't played much all season, and the goalkeeper doesn't play anyway. It is what it is, and you could see it on the pitch. And we got the job done, luckily, but it's what a lot of teams in Europe, don't they? Yeah, he's all right. He's all right, mate. Yeah. I think a long time to go before Souček is dropped. I mean, that would have happened if we'd gone in for Anana, who went to Everton. Then Souček would have been on the bench. But Souček, the one thing, I don't think he's been as bad as the previous season. And the previous season to that, he was our player of the season. So I think there's a few more worse players than Souček at the moment. So yeah, he's kind of all right. Yeah, that's what it was, Mark. Hope you're doing all right. Great bit of skill, mate. Great bit of skill from Paqueta. And let's hope he brings a bit of smile on West Ham fans during the league as well. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to throw him in there yet. I don't know, mate. It's just that he's never hardly played with Rice either, isn't it? A bit hard for him. I think starting him from the beginning, like when he hasn't really. I don't know. It's one of those. If he starts a game and he's kind of lost, then I don't know how that would sit. I think what I would do, begin to bring him in the last 20 minutes of games, isn't it, as a starting point, and then we see how we do from there, mate. Richard, are you doing all right? Good. Well, a lot of people like Downs. Yeah, understand that, mate. Alan, how you doing? You all right, mate? Paul. Yeah, what I like about him, he certainly, as a CDM, you see him. With Souček, you don't notice anything, do you? So I did certainly notice Downs getting a yellow card. I noticed him putting his foot in. And being what a CDM does, isn't it? Get in your face, have a few words with your opposition. They try to knock him out a couple of times. It probably tells you what effect he had on them, isn't it? So, yeah, lot to build on there, mate. Yeah, lot to build on. Very, very exciting. Am I? Oh, broadband's all right. Broadband's all right so far, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's all right at the moment. I don't know why I'm breaking up. Let me check. Hang on. It should be fine, I think. Yeah, not sure, mate. Not sure. East side views. You're back in Naughty Boy's back, Naughty Boy. Yeah, he's got to score that, hasn't he? He's got to score that. Yeah, I think David finally the lights hit his head, and he bloody hell. I mean, yeah, should have done it beginning of the season, I think, but he can hopefully see that loyalty is good to a certain point, and I think Antonio will benefit from being a sub, and he'll be a very, very good sub. So I think yes, Skamaka's got to start, but we've got to bring another striker, and you cannot have no strikers for 2 years and just bring one in. We need another one, right, to play in tournaments like this as the backup to Skamaka. This is a glimpse of if something happens to Skamaka that first half with Antonio. This is what you're going to get in the league. We're not going to score. We're going to suffer. We need to get a Skamaka backup. You know, it doesn't have to cost a bomb. I thought Costa was really good at Wolves, what I saw of him, but he obviously very expensive to sit him on the bench as a backup. But I think we've got to, yeah, we've got to bring another striker in. Yeah, yeah. Because the opposition did all the subs really quickly, and David Moyes always waits and waits and waits. But well, subs were done 69th minute, and I think the goal was 10 minutes later. And in those last 21 minutes, you saw so much of good things from Paqueta, Skamaka, really, really good. And you can see the difference that they brought to the squad, and you can also see that they're a notch above what the old brigade, like all the old players that David Moyes always likes to pick, really. So yeah, that's the thing, really. Let me have a look, mate, because you can't trust any of these websites what they bloody go on about, mate. It looks like it's a 4-3-3, perhaps. Yeah, it could be a 4-3-3 with Emerson, Downs, Lanzini, Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma, mate. Because out of Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma, it looked like Benrahma was more of a striker in the middle than any other. Because Antonio doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to get down the middle or shoot. You rather mess about, on the wing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's probably something like that. Or unless you think what Lanzini Downs with the CDMs, and then you've got what Emerson, Antonio, Bowen behind Benrahma, or Benrahma, Bowen, Emerson behind. It's more 3-3 than 4-2-3-1, Mark. Yeah, something like that, mate. Yeah. Rod, how you doing, mate? Yeah, and we could see because Ariola save it could have easily been 1-1, really. So yeah, we should have scored. Well, Benrahma should have scored in the first half, shouldn't he, Rod? Really. So luckily, Skamaka came on and showed how the way it's done, isn't it? Really. Andy, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it's a change, isn't it? It's a change. It happens. The teams change every 3-4 years, and the managers should just embrace it. To say thank you to a couple of people, and don't be too worried about not playing them so much anymore. And then obviously David doesn't like changes. He's like, oh yeah, but these not served me well in 2 years, mate. Listen, you're only as good as your last game, and loyalty these days doesn't really figure. So just go with, if the board have invested in players for you, just play them for God's sake. Stop messing about with small squad mentality and all that kind of thing. You're naughty, mate. Andy, how you doing? You right? Well, one's a proper CDM, isn't he, Mark? Really? Suchek, I don't know what he is. I don't know. What is he? Kind of a Gus Poyet, is he? Number two? I don't know, mate. But Downs, listen, you get what you see on the tin. He's a traditional CDM, a bit in the Roy Keane, David Batty box. That kind of thing. He'll stick his foot in, and he's not afraid to stick his foot in. Just got to be careful with too many yellow cards, I think. And apart from that, yeah, I think I'll be careful with CDMs that you don't expect them to score or attack. Just win the ball and just give it to someone more gifted like Paqueta. That's all you need to do, isn't it? Sometimes we get carried away and we expect CDMs to do more than what they should do, and then they end up giving the ball away. Then we have a go at them. So I think with Downs, like you said, he wasn't good. He wasn't bad. He was all right for me. But the more we see him, the more he'll grow into it. And certainly it's a good foundation and base to work with him, really. But just carefully bring him on. Certainly just don't, I mean, it's not good to not play him 3-4 games, which has been happening. That's not good. You've got to bring him, even if it's 5 minutes, it's 10 minutes, it's 15 minutes of a league game. I like to see that. Obviously, have a go. I think about twice of bringing him against a top 5, top 6 team. But certainly like Wolves, you got Fulham coming up. Fulham, definitely consider maybe, I don't know, consider playing him from the beginning if you've got a bit of balls. It's up to you. Or certainly would bring him on as a sub. But don't leave him on the bench, yeah. Suchek needs a rest now and again as well, yeah. Is there no sound? 1 minute. Let me just say something. 1 minute. What about now? Can you hear me now? Not sure what's going on. Can you hear me now? Yeah, let me know. Don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, volume's okay. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Gav, evening, mate. Balin. Mark Moyes will pick Souček because of his work in both boxes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good foundation, mate. Good foundation to work with, mate. Oh, brilliant. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Not sure what that was. Maybe interference with my phone, which I've kind of put a bit further away from the laptop now. So maybe that's what it is. But for me, very, very good. Top of the league. 9 out of 9. 1 point needed from the three. And slowly but surely, Moyes is doing a lot of what we wanted him to do earlier in the season. So let's just look forward. Areola for me has got to start. Skamaka's got to start, and I think that's going to happen now. Cornet, when he's back, need to play him every game. Bowen's looking all right now. Paqueta, you can see the class. Benrahma at the moment is going to be on the bench for me, but what a great option. Him and Antonio on the bench be fabulous. Let's see if Agard can come back anytime soon. Centre-back positions are still up and down for me at the moment. Kera, a lot of you say you like him at right back. Let's see how that comes. But the thing I don't want to do, like a lot of people, just go overboard after one game. You know, let's just be a bit more reasonable about everything and wait and see how it happens and be a bit down to earth. So Kera looks good at right back, but let's see how he does in the next 2, 3, 4 games. Emerson is more than a handful. He's a good squad player. And you can rotate him in certain games. I think I like what I see. Lanzini for me is a big no-no. Antonio, I think bench for him, and Benrahma. Johnson, he's just got to be given a long run at right back. Well, right back looks like it's Kera's now, so I don't know what's going to happen with Johnson. Is he going to go back to left back now? I ain't got a clue with him. He's just up and down all over the place. Oggie's back, but I don't know physically if he can play week in, week out in the league. So I think we're just going to wait for Agard and see how he does with Zuma, and then you're going to have Kera at right back. Then that's a lot of pace in those three. Left back is where we need to spend money on. Scamacca backup is where we need to spend money on as well, and we'll get there slowly, isn't it? Connor Coventry hopefully should get a bit more time. So once we've got that point and we're kind of through, I think Connor Coventry's got to be given a run in one of these European games, isn't it, for me, I think. Let's see what's going on with the chat. I think it's very early, Andy. I think it's very early, but what I did say is very difficult to fail with this squad. It's such a good squad. Some really good players in there, mate. But, I mean, key question is, what would you consider as, put it this way, if we finish below 7th, but we spent all that money, I don't know how that would sit with the board. It's not me, it's the board, mate, They want to, I would think that they want an improvement on last season as an example, but we could go close in winning this competition and finish 10th. And I think that will please everyone that we won something. So it's going to be interesting, Andy. It's going to be really, really interesting. And I think for now, Moyes keeps his job, which is fine. Listen, that's if we were going to get rid of him, it's when I was jumping up and down 3 weeks ago. They didn't pull the trigger. It is what it is. That's fine. Yeah, we'll go week by week. And let's probably look at it at the end of the season for now. For me, I would have changed him, but that's my opinion. He's staying. We've done well, so let's carry on. But very interesting question is, yeah, let's see if we can win something. But if we win this competition, it'd probably be on the back of him perhaps doing worse in the league compared to last season. I think, I'm not sure. But then you're going to go into Europa anyway, winning it. So that will cover that. And then we go again next season, and hopefully by then, yeah, David Moyes has got used to playing, big budgets, big players, and he's kind of got over, and he's comfortable in kind of subbing Antonio, Lanzini, Fornals, his favourites. So yeah, I think we're okay. Let's see what happens. But the football is still up and down, isn't it, Andy? So a lot of questions, but let's take it week by week. Yeah, we beat Wolves 1-0. We won this. So let's keep it going, mate. And Fulham, yeah, hopefully should get some points against Fulham, isn't it? I mean, I think Mitrovic is missing. So for me, I think I would have got rid of him 3 weeks ago. He hasn't. He stayed, and for me, that kind of tells me what I said about the board. The board have got no intention of looking at a change, and that's well, it is what it is. That's fine, mate. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it could. It's just going to take time to click, but you cannot. You've got to. There's a lot of things David's got to change by buying Paqueta. Especially, you got to change the way you play. We've got to play more one-touch football. Got some very technically good players there, and that's the way we got to change it. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of interesting things. I mean, the thing is, it's going to be the board looking at it. We spend a lot of money. If we don't win anything or close to winning anything, and we perhaps finish 10th, I don't know. But if we win and we finish 11th, I don't know. So it's going to be close to terms of what's required, what kind of limits and challenges, targets they've set David Moyes. But West Ham is a complicated club. I mean, we do like to play good football, even though we might not get the points. So I think let's see what type of football we play. I'd like to see one more coach joining in the backroom team staff, perhaps a Joe Cole or someone like that. But at the moment, I mean, it's kind of bedding in. He's bringing in the new players, which is what we've been crying about. But it's just that we're using the season now as a preseason, which is a shame because we've lost momentum of a good few games, 6, 7, 8 games, isn't it? Where we lost all the points because we were playing the wrong team and we took so long in betting into new players. I mean, it's silly saying so long. It's only only 9, 10 games, but you can slowly, if we don't pick up many points at the beginning, they can catch up with you at the end of the season, really. And then you're not going to coach them in November. A lot of them are going to be away from there. So yeah, let it be very interesting, week by week, game by game. But it is a big transition. There's 2 teams at West Ham. There's one team, David Moyes' old team, which is very poor. You got Antonio, you got Lanzini in there. Cressey's going to struggle up and down more than not. Fornells, I know a lot of you want him on the bench, which I do. And then you got the new boys who put your arm around them, give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them the keys to do whatever they want with the skill they've got, and you're going to have a great team, But it's all about managing them. The team is more than half decent, but it's got to be managed the right way, coached the right way, taught the right way, really. So let's see what happens. Good lad, mate. Ginger's gone back. Ginger's 16 again, isn't you, Gingy? 16. Good lad. Yeah, that shirt's a bit up and down, isn't it, mate? Yeah, good comment, Andy. Yeah, let's see how it goes, mate, week by week. Yeah, we just want to start with the good lineup, good players that we know who they are. We don't care if they were signed a week ago, a day ago, a month ago. As fans, we just want the best players in the team. But managers, sometimes it gets who they get on with more, who relationship they got. They think they owe loyalty to someone who rightly has probably helped them 2, 3 years ago. That kind of. For us, we just want the best team. And with that, you're going to get a really good bench. But yeah, and just play a bit of better football, I think. Rich, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I mean, listen, there's 2 wins in a row, isn't it? 1-0, 1-0. Yeah, there are issues. There are issues there. It's a transition from the old to the new. And let's just take it week by week, mate. And just keep in mind that with the money spent, the board will want an improvement over last season, or at least matching that, really, which was 7th and a European semi-final performance. And I mean, this competition looks pretty winnable, doesn't it, Richie? Which will make everyone happy if we win it. It'll make everyone happy. And I know it's not nice saying it, and perhaps that will mean that we won't worry so much about where we finish in the league, because you'll get into the Europa on the back of this, really, and it'll be the first trophy since 1980. So yeah, all I say, Richie, is I did want him gone three weeks ago. That's old news now. So let's move on with the new news, which is an exciting transition. And let's just, well done. And let's just keep it day to day, week to week. Sometimes there's a moment to do something. And that was 3 weeks ago when I jumped up and down. Obviously, I don't think anything's going to happen at the moment. And so let's just go with the flow, and let's congratulate the team on picking up 2 wins back to back. And let's enjoy watching Paqueta, Bowen's back on fire. Yeah, Skamaka and people like that, really. So, yeah. Let's week by week, Mark. Week by week, my man. Let's see where we end up in this journey with Mr. Moyes. Oh, Ryan's a good friend of mine. I'm glad he mentioned me. Ryan's a good lad. At least I'm in the news. Listen, Ryan knows that I was the only one that actually wanted him in, and I had a bit of a ding dong with Dan, West Ham, Dan Lawless on Twitter and all sorts. So listen, I want him out. I don't care about subscribers or anything. I want him out, and I said my reasons, and then same reasons I said when I wanted him in. But God bless Ryan anyway. I hope he's doing well. Yeah. I mean, that's where he would play, doesn't it? But then you obviously would have to drop Souček, wouldn't you? And but let's see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, you can't judge by one game. But we can't judge until someone's given a reasonable run of games. We know a fair amount about Souček. Downs, we don't know too much. It's a good okay start. Still very young, lots to learn. It's a tough league, the Premier League, tough position, and he'll have to play a bit more than not with Rice, who could help him a lot. And then it's just about how the two will manage that position. Who'll go forward, who'll go back. What's Downs' all-round game? Has he got goals in him, or is he just hopefully? Because I'm okay with the CDM just winning it and giving it straight away to Paqueta. You know, if he doesn't like to go forward or shoot and things like that, I'm fine with that. So for me, yeah, a few questions about a few of them because they're new signings. We don't know how they're going to do. For me, I don't think Skamaka. I think we know that the guy's got it in him. He's an international class striker. I'm not really worried about him. I think Paqueta will be okay. He's shown some glimpses of being really, really talented. It's just about if David Moyes is okay with him. If he's not got in him to win the ball back, for me, I'm okay with that. I don't want to destroy his natural game, you know. So if you bought him for something, then don't change him. Play him the way you saw him play good. That's what I think of. You know, you sign a player because you've liked a certain way he's played in a certain formation, and you should ideally only bring him in if you think he can fit into your system like a jigsaw. You wouldn't buy a right back and then suddenly say, "Oh, you got to play left back now," or you play a winger and play him CDM, or vice versa, or striker in the wing. Then you're asking for trouble. You know, you got to play these players to their strengths. It's not rocket science, but some managers don't quite get it. You know, so those are the kind of things we've got to do. Mandy, how you doing? You're right. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be through, isn't it, Mandy? We've only got a point to get now. Yeah, one more point to get the next 3. Then hopefully we'll rest a few more players and bring on some people like Connor Coventry and people like that, mate. Yeah. Obviously, if we're able to get rid of Lanzini, he might stay, but it's all about refreshing, recycling. If it's not moving, move them on, and then just get someone else in, really. Yeah, it's still up and down, isn't it, Glenn? Not very good at the moment, mate. It's same as a penalty, really. We really need to. I'd rather have Skamaka taking penalties, have a striker. You know, you're good for his stats, and stick with it. Really, I know Bowen took the last one. I'm not sure about him. I'd rather have Skamaka on penalties and free kicks, and he got to improve. Maybe Emerson can take him, Glenn. Maybe Emerson can take a bit more, but it is going down to Pop, mate, the set pieces. So hopefully on the coaching they can sort that out, mate. How you doing, Simon? You all right, mate? Yeah, you got a night shift, Andy. But we're going to close down now anyway. But good day at the office. Two wins back to back, 2 clean sheets. We're seeing some things more and more of what we wanted, wasn't it, for a while? So hopefully this carries on. The only thing we need to do now is play better breed of football, better level of football, more West Ham one touch, more attacking, more entertaining. And then hopefully Agard will come back, and then you'll begin to see the new team settle into their positions and a really, really strong bench, really. So still lots of work to be done. But yeah, take each game at a time, each step, and yeah, can't complain at the moment. But yeah, I know a lot of you still up and down with a lot of things. I understand that football's a funny old game. A lot of things change in a week. But we'll learn a lot together. We'll learn together a lot more about David Moyes, a lot more about how he's going to be able to manage, this squad. So let's see what happens. A couple of more comments coming in. Yeah, that's true. That's a good record, mate. That's a good record, mate. Glenn, how you doing? All right, mate. But anyway, I'm going to call it quits. So thanks a lot for joining me. I'm going to be off to a E13 events tomorrow at Romford. It's going to be celebrating the 1974 youth team players. So I think people like Alvin Martin, was it Alan Kirbishley? Oh God, Jeff Pike, is it? And one or two others going to be there. I think Cannington Leonard's going to be there. I think Tony Carr's going to be there signing some books. So I might do some footage for the channel, but certainly I will be there tomorrow evening. And then we've got a game against Fulham. I will be there at the London Stadium, and then I'll be doing my instant reaction after the game within the stadium and things like that, really. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys next couple of days, hopefully, if not definitely, on the Fulham game, really. So take care, have a great evening, and let's celebrate a win. Take care.